Hey everyone, this is Andy from Gizchina, and today we're going to take a look at the OnePlus 2. Now, this is the Chinese version of the OnePlus 2. It just arrived today, and I've just had to chase the DHL man down to get this so we can get the video done as soon as possible. Now, if you've seen any other videos or unboxing or hands-on, you'll see that this box is the same or very similar to the international box. You can see it has the OnePlus logo in there, OnePlus 2 written here, and on the rear we've got some details, but as you can see here, in this case it's all in Chinese. We've got all the Chinese details here, as it's the Chinese version. It also mentions it's a TD compatible phone, so fingers crossed this is still going to work with LTE networks. Alright, now I've not opened it, so this is actually the first time I've opened up the packaging, so just bear with me. It's quite a tight fit. A very sturdy, thick box. As you can see, nice thick corners there. So if you are thinking about ordering this phone and worried about it getting damaged, don't worry, because it's a really sturdy box. So there you have it. You open up the box and there you have the OnePlus 2 straight away. It's covered up in this protective material, and there's a small little flap there you can use to lift the phone up. This is the first time me holding the OnePlus 2 in my hand. Already compared to the OnePlus 1, it does feel narrower. It feels quite substantial in the hand too, quite not heavy but a good weight to it. But before we go on with the phone, let's take a look at what else is in the box. Alright, we've got this little envelope here which should have some details in here, some OnePlus warranty and information stuff. Let's just open that up. So we've got little booklets here for warranty and how to use the phone. We put that to one side. We've also got a USB Type-C cable. This is the flat OnePlus style cable, but it's the USB Type-C plug. There you go, as you can see. And also we have a Chinese plug there, so you'll need an adapter. If you do order this from China, you'll need an adapter to use your European, UK plugs. And that's it, there's nothing else in the box, that's it. Just the OnePlus 2, a wire, USB Type-C wire, and the plug itself. And here's the phone. Let's just bring that back in again. So as you can see, we've got this protective cover on the phone. This is the black sandstone version. Currently only the 64GB version of the phone is on sale, and that's what we have here. So plenty of internal memory to play around with. Alright, you can see here it gives us a few bits of information about the phone. We've got our volume rocker on the side there. We've got a power button there. We also have a switch here to switch from different modes, silent and other modes. We've got capacitive buttons on the chin, and we've got this physical home button which is also a fingerprint scanner. Let's open up this and take a look at the phone itself. So there we have it, there's the OnePlus 2. It looks, I've got to say, it looks a lot better in the flesh than it did in those tenor leaks. It's not as ugly as I thought it was going to be. It's actually quite a good looking phone. We've got this sandstone finish. It feels, if anything, a little bit rougher than the sandstone finish on the OnePlus 1. Basically the camera section has moved down a little bit. We've got a dual LED flash there, 30 megapixel camera, and this sensor here, this is for the very fast laser autofocus on the OnePlus 2, which should help get some really fast and accurate photos. Nice OnePlus logo there. On the right hand side you can see that aluminium chassis. It's not a particularly thick foam, but it's not thin either, but it looks pretty good in the hand and it feels quite nice too. On the aluminium chassis we've got this power button volume rocker. We've got speakers in the bottom, and you can see the USB Type-C plug there. We've got a small switch there, and we also have, what is this? Oh, this is just a black blob of some material from inside the packaging. And in the top there we have a 3.5mm headphone jack. The rear does come off, so you can just see here there's a small area that you can put your thumb in and pull the rear off. And it comes off really easy. The old OnePlus 1 was a nightmare to take the rear off, but this just peels off. So that's going to be super easy when other styled swap covers are available. So you can see here we've got a SIM tool there for dual SIM cards. You put, sorry, not SIM tool, a SIM tray. You put your SIMs in there and just slide it in. It's all made of plastic. There's nothing else under here. It's a bit like Meizu's old phones. You can open it up, but you can't really do much in there other than change the rear and get at your SIMs. Okay, let's pop the back on. Gotta say, I am impressed by the look of it. It does look much better than I thought it was going to look. Got that 5.5 inch full HD display. There's that capacitive button there. It's actually not a physical button, it's just a touch button. So I was actually expecting a physical button on the phone. It's actually, unless it's, no, it's just a touch button, capacitive touch button. So that's a bit of a surprise. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to bring in the Le TV Le One. You can see they're both 5.5 inch phones. The OnePlus 2 is a little bit longer, not particularly longer, considering it has that extra fingerprint scanner. It's only, let's say, 2mm longer, 3mm longer on the rear. Very similar in size. They both look okay, pretty good. Thickness, the OnePlus 2 is slightly, maybe around the same. They're very similar, so if you're thinking between the Le One and the OnePlus 2 and you're worried about the size, they're actually very similar in size. If we bring in the Xiaomi Mi Note, this is a 5.7 inch phone. Again, there's not much difference. The Xiaomi Mi Note is slightly longer, slightly thicker, but it does, slightly wider, sorry. It does have that larger 5.7 inch screen on there. So that's the OnePlus 2 with the Xiaomi Mi Note. Alright, so that's what it looks like on the outside. Let's turn it on and see what it looks like when you power it up. So you got the OnePlus logo, powered by Android. Now this is, as I've already mentioned, the 64GB version, and it's running a Snapdragon 810 processor. We've got, it's running at 1.8 GHz, 4GB of RAM in here, so plenty of horsepower. This is the, obviously, again, I've mentioned it already, it's the Chinese version, so we're not getting Oxygen OS on here, we've got Hydrogen OS instead. But as you can see, we do have the option to set it up in English. So let's move across. No SIM, I'll put a SIM in later and test that. I'm just going to quickly go past this as well, I'm not going to set it up properly. So this is just the setup screen, H2O is set up. And there we have it, really nice. That looks pretty cool actually. It reminds me of the iUni U3, the iUni OS ROM. It's very flat looking, very neat, very smooth looking. It's very nice actually. I'm pretty impressed, to be honest. See what features we've got here. Sliding up from the bottom, we've got our quick toggles here. You can see the screen isn't on full brightness. We can turn it up, make it really bright, put it down to 3/4. And that's quite neat. As you're turning up the brightness, the other toggles disappear, so you get a good idea of how the rest of the screen looks at that brightness. You've got some quick settings here. You can lock the buttons, get to your VPN, get into the settings menu, and as you can see, it's pretty nippy. Snapping around from menu to menu, not a problem. 64GB of RAM, memory, sorry, 4GB of RAM. Let's check it. I can't check if there's a system update just yet because I've not got it connected to the Wi-Fi. As you can see, just hitting that button takes us back. It's not a physical button, it's just a capacitive button that's set inward inside the body a little bit. It's got a bit of a impression there. Alright, let's take a look at this rear camera. This is the 30-megapixel camera of the OnePlus 2. Now I'm just going to bring in again, I'll bring in the box. So there we go. And apparently this has got really fast focus on here. So what I need is two things to focus on so I can get a better idea. So let's try this. We need to do a better test than that, but I'm not sure you can see it on the picture, but it's pretty good. I mean, it's not super fast like I thought it was going to be. Maybe there's a setting in there for it that needs to be played around with. But it's not like the video that we saw before the OnePlus 2 launch. It isn't super duper fast. It's not particularly slow either. Taking photos, I should try that as well, shouldn't I? Let's bring that back in here. Let's take a look, take some photos. Pretty fast. You can see that we can focus on it, and I think we can change the, there we go, we can change the brightness there. There's a bit similar to MIUI's camera feature there. A lot of other phones are using this feature too, so we can change the contrast of the picture before we take it. it's pretty, it's okay. It's not super duper fast. It's okay. It's not bad at all. We've got different settings. We've got clear image here. We've got HDR. Let's try that one. So clear image takes a little bit of time to process. Not too bad. I think it's showing me the images. There you go. We're going to slide from the bottom and we can look at our photos there. So pretty fast. It already is. There's a little bit of heat being generated there already. I mean, I've only been taking photos with it, as you can see, but there is a bit of heat along the side. Not a huge amount. It's not getting terribly hot, but it is getting a little bit warmer. Alright, I need to familiarize myself with the Hydrogen OS of the phone before I play around with it too much, and I'll do that obviously before the full review of the phone. Let's see if there's anything else we can look at. So our notifications would be here, just sliding down from the bottom. Let's take a look at the fingerprint scanner. So if we turn the fingerprint scanner on, place your finger. There we go. So you just keep pressing that until it builds up a full fingerprint. So it's very similar to the Meizu's fingerprint system and the one on the Oppo N3. So super easy to set up. This takes a little bit of time, but that means it's super accurate too, hopefully. And as you can see, as I'm doing it more, it's asking me to move my fingerprint around a little bit, and there we go, it's saved. Okay, I'm just going to give it a quick 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, let's see if that works. So if we just go out of this, and I should be able to, there we go, it worked. Let's try that again. So it's going to ask me for my fingerprint, ask me for the password. Super fast. That's pretty good, actually. That's impressive. That's very fast. I'm impressed, as you can see. Anyway, let's see what else we've got in here. Let's see. We've got a marketplace. As you can see, there's no Google apps on this version of the phone. It is the Chinese version of the phone. Apparently, we will be able to install Oxygen OS on this and get all Google apps and all the international features directly. I'm going to take a look at that later on today and see if I can do that and hopefully write up a how-to. Anyway, that's just a quick hands-on with the OnePlus 2. Gotta say, it looks much better in the flesh. It feels pretty good too. And that camera is impressive. And that fingerprint scanner really has impressed me. I'm impressed how fast that is. I really don't. Also, let's have a look at this little switch. There we go. We've got different settings: do not disturb and mute. A nice little icon here to tell us what setting we're in. Yeah, overall, it's pretty nice. It's lighter than I expected. It feels quite substantial in the hand. Very well made. I'm a bit concerned about that little bit of heat that started to build up just from taking photos, but it seems to have dissipated pretty quickly. I'm going to play around with this, like I say. I'm going to test the camera out, hopefully install Google apps on there and show everyone how to do that too. But so far that's it. That's our first hands-on with the OnePlus 2. Pretty impressed. What I'm going to do later on, I'm going to write up an article, a question and answer article, so you can ask any questions in that article, so stay tuned to that on Gizchina. If you have any questions about the OnePlus 2, feel free to let me know, and check out our 5 places that you can buy the OnePlus 2 without invitation from China article 2 if you're interested in getting this without an invitation. Okay, thanks all for your time. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I didn't waffle on too much, and speak to you all soon. Goodbye.